Guys, before we start this video, I want to say this up front. This video isn't meant to hate on anyone's career path or wish failure on anybody. This isn't a I hate college video. I do believe people absolutely should still go to college depending on what you're pursuing, like being a doctor. Please go to college. But in this video, if you're pursuing these degrees in college or think about going, I'm not saying you made the wrong decision. This is just to give you a clear look at what the world actually looks like in real time. Because let's be real, the world changed way too fast. Between the internet and AI, it's made the value of certain degrees basically useless, especially over the past 5 years. We all know that there's a crazy amount of people out there as we speak failing to land a job in the field that they went to school for. It then results in them working at some other job, usually entry level, that has nothing to do with what they went to school for, and they're getting paid the same as their coworkers who didn't even go to school for that position. If you think that sounds crazy enough, those are just the lucky ones, because in these times, for every employed graduate, there's thousands more out there unable to even get an interview, being stuck in this long list of other graduates and also people who haven't even went to college. The competition is fierce even for entry-level jobs right now, and you're up against applications filled out by AI, fake job listings with no real intentions to hire but only has those listings up for obligation reasons, along with many others in your shoes. And the facts are this: if you're choosing one of those degrees today in 2025, you're walking into a world that's not the same as the one your parents or teachers even prepared you for. So this is the kind of video I would have wanted to see if I was in the stage of choosing what degree I should or should not be pursuing. We're living in a time where the people teaching you business in college might have never run one, and the teachers teaching you marketing are still trying to understand TikTok in itself. So in this video, I'm breaking down 5 college degrees that AI is either already replacing or will make irrelevant soon, and what you can actually do instead to stay ahead of it. Let's start with the big one right out the bat: business administration. If there's one degree that's losing value by the day, it's this one. And it ain't because business doesn't matter. It's because you can learn business faster, cheaper, and better by actually doing it. Think about it. The average business degree costs $50,000 to $120,000, takes 4 years, and most programs still teach theories from the 1990s. Meanwhile, some random 17-year-old kid with Wi-Fi and a Shopify account can learn more about real-world marketing, finance, and management in a week by the time you even get accustomed to every classmate you have a month in. These AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude can now build full-on marketing plans, create business proposals, analyze customer data, and even write ad copy. If you wanted specific, fine-tuned questions answered about any business in any style you desire, you could get that in seconds, any time of day, unlike waiting for a professor who may or may not have the specific answer you need, or could even deliver it in a manner that's easier for you to understand. This is something I do all the time. I use AI to teach myself in multiple ways. If there's something I feel is too complex for my brain to wrap around in a short amount of time, I'll have it break down for me in a way that a 5th grader will be able to understand it. It works every time. So a lot of the manual thinking taught in business school is being automated. In fact, according to McKinsey, over 40% of tasks performed by management professionals can already be automated using generative AI. And that doesn't mean the skill of leadership disappears, it just means that learning by execution beats learning by memorization, something school is notoriously known for. And while we're at it, my personal opinion is that kids online today probably know more about real business models, brand building, and consumer psychology than most professors. No disrespect to them, but I really think that's the way it is nowadays. There's just more depth to it currently. I know, hot take. So for number 2, marketing and communications. The marketing world has changed more in the past 3 years than it did in the last 3 decades, and AI is the center of it. Think of the skills that they teach that isn't getting replaced as we speak. Copywriting, automated. Ad targeting, automated. Social media planning, automated. According to a 2024 Adobe report, 68% of marketers say that AI is now performing tasks that used to take them hours, and even doing it faster. If you haven't been living under a rock in the past few years and actually try using AI yourself at some point, then I'm sure you're aware of its capabilities. So if your plan is to get a marketing degree just to write ads or run campaigns, you're competing with software that can do that both 24/7 and in an instant. And I'm not saying marketing in itself is dead. What's dead is learning the old way via textbooks, outdated case studies, group projects, etc. I'm telling you right now, what actually matters is creative direction, learning how to guide AI tools, not be replaced by them. People who understand human behavior, storytelling, and authenticity, that's the new marketing degree. Now this one hurts some people, but number 3 is finance and accounting. For decades, this was the safe degree, but look, numbers don't lie. According to a Goldman Sachs report, up to 35% of finance-related tasks are already being automated by AI systems. Everything from expense audits to risk analysis to tax prep even can now be handled by large language models with near zero error. Again, that doesn't mean finance is disappearing, but what it does mean is that the jobs that used to be entry-level stepping stones are now getting wiped out first. So if your degree is training you to do repetitive analytical work, AI will handle that cheaper and faster. You're getting wiped out. What's valuable now is the financial strategy and data interpretation. Though AI has prediction built-in mechanisms, it can't tell a company where to go next. It just crunches the numbers. So if you understand human decision making on top of data, you'll survive. Otherwise, you'll graduate in a job that AI already does better. Now, number 4. This one's controversial. Graphic design and media arts. Let's be real, AI image generation changed the game overnight. Midjourney, DALL-E, and Adobe Firefly made it possible for anyone to create visuals that used to take real graphic designers hours, maybe even days. And the results aren't just some quick logos anymore, we're talking full brand mockups, posters, thumbnails, and ad campaigns, all automated. Though I favor the convenience part of creating exactly what I need in seconds or minutes, I can say that I really do appreciate the wave of pushback going on currently in the culture where people are actively trying to support real artists from their work and opposing AI generated art. I'm on that same boat. Personally, I really do feel like if I do come across some art that I like but find out it's 100% generated with AI, it's going to hold way less weight for me. But we do have to be realistic here. The demand for graphic designers is going to diminish, especially as AI continues to get better. It's 2025 and only 2 years ago when I would see images created with AI, it would be this funny thing because there were so many obvious imperfections, so many little artifacts you could clearly see in the photo that this wasn't convincing anybody. I remember sleeping on it thinking, okay, this thing will probably be more believable in like the next 10 years. Boy, was I wrong. I find myself every day at this point gauging whether something's been made with AI or not, and a few times I've actually been shocked myself, only really finding out it was an AI creation by someone in the comments or something. If you guys haven't seen those Sora videos, the crazy good AI generated videos that's actually very believable, then I'll let you know right now we're not far away at all from AI being scarily accurate to creating about anything you can think of graphically. But look, anyone can generate images, but not everyone knows what actually looks good or even what sells. If you study concept, color psychology, composition, and storytelling, you'll stay irreplaceable. But if you're just clicking filters, AI's coming for your job. And the 5th one, human resources. Hiring used to be about intuition, conversation, and people skills, but I can't tell you how many times I found myself needing to contact support online, and I met with some damn chatbots with automated text replies, or even the same thing when I'm calling, but with the virtual voice of a person. Nowadays, it's clear it's becoming algorithms and pattern matching. AI screening software like HireVue and Paradox Olivia are already reviewing resumes. It evaluates your tone in video interviews, and it can even predict candidate success scores. According to the study, 65% of HR departments have implemented AI for recruitment and onboarding. Imagine not landing an interview with a company because some AI software calculated other applicants as better potential candidates simply because they were using AI to create optimal resume setups. That's insane because the very department that manages people is now being run by machines. The human in human resources isn't even completely valid anymore. At this point, it's machines hiring machines that sound like a good pick for the job. So yeah, if you're majoring in HR to do scheduling, interviews, or even resume reviews, AI already does that and way better. The future of HR is culture design and human psychology, not paperwork. And I gotta add a quick bonus one real quick, and that's journalism. We all have AI models writing sports recaps, weather reports, and even breaking news articles. Forbes, AP, and Reuters all confirm that automated content already produces hundreds of articles per day. If your dream is to write, I'm not saying to quit, but just to pivot. Because people don't want to hear news, they want to hear perspective. AI can report, but it can't feel. And that's where creators win and will always be a human's advantage. That's why storytelling will always outlive information. So what do you do with all this info? You don't panic, you pivot. The people who will thrive in this AI era aren't the ones with the most degrees. They're the ones who can learn, unlearn, and adapt the fastest. If you're still in school, double down on these skills that AI can't copy, such as communication, creativity, leadership, problem solving, and adaptability. I'll simplify this for you. Most of the hard skills you think will be important, and already is being replaced. Work on those soft skills. That's something no machine can replicate. If you can combine the hard skills with the leverage of AI, combined with those personal soft skills you developed, you're golden, you'll be fine. And this applies even if you're not planning on going to school. At the end of the day, this isn't about disrespecting education. It's about realizing that the rules changed. AI is rewriting the job market as we speak, and we can feel it currently. And the people who treat learning as a lifelong process, not just a degree, are the ones who are going to win. So if this gave you something to think about, subscribe and stay tuned here because what we focus on here is gaining freedom in our lives. Financial freedom, time freedom, hence this channel's name. If that sounds like a message you support, stick along because I'm documenting what the future of freedom actually looks like. Learning, building, and adapting in real time, and you get to watch every part of it. This channel will be proof of it. And again, as always, I appreciate you very much for watching up to this point, and I'll see you in the next one.